Hey guys, I'm Vetta, a single mom who spent the last 3 years traveling the world full time with my two boys. Now, back in the US, as my oldest prepares for college, I'm sharing a different kind of adventure. I'm here to show you how to fund your travel dreams, whether it's full time, part time, or just those special vacations. I'm revealing how I saved enough to travel without relying on a traditional job and the strategies I'm using now to prepare for our next chapter. If you're ready to turn travel goals into a reality, hit subscribe and join me on this journey. Let's explore creative ways to make money, break down budgeting, and unlock the possibilities that travel brings. Together, we'll discover how to make your travel aspirations a reality. All right, you guys, so gig work, self-employment, that's what I've been doing. Okay, I'm telling you my story, or not all of my story, but just what I've done. If you're looking to, venture out, to change things up, I know for me personally, I just didn't want to work for somebody else. I know I couldn't last in like an office setting. I'm not built for office setting type work. And that's just me. If you are, I know people who thrive in office setting, thrive on structure, thrive on being, directed, told what to do, just have that going. I'm not one of those people. I want to do my own thing when I want to do it. Take vacation when I want to take vacation. If I'm sick, I'm sick. I stay home and chill without having to go to somebody and then they're telling me, no, you used your sick days already. Like I've said it before, like I have health issues. I'm not gonna go into it, still trying to figure everything out. It wouldn't fly with a traditional, job, especially now. It wouldn't. I would be on the chopping block. And most places are still at will, which means they can fire you whenever they want. I know there's, laws and all that, but for the most part, and that's one of the cons. I already jumped into a con of a con of traditional work where it's at will. You still can get fired whenever they feel like it, or whatever. So that's just my thing. I thrive on just doing my own thing, going when I feel like it. There'll be weeks when I just feel like staying at home. I don't want to do anything. I'm in just that space, whether mentally, physically, health wise, whatever. And it's time to stay home. And that's what I do. And then there's times when I'm gone 7 days a week from morning till night, busting, doing everything and, making money. That's just what I've done. That's what I'm used to. I've been doing this for 10, 15, something years, all my life, basically. In college, I had office jobs because I worked at the college admissions. After that, I did work at a real estate office with my then husband. And I think that was it. I had like 3 jobs in college, one after. And then I just started doing my own thing. I have my own website. I do Etsy. I do, some other things, advertising, marketing, things like that, but all on my own. And then in the recent years, and I still say recent because it's like 5-6 years, I started doing Instacart gig work. And that's one of the reasons I was able to travel for 3 years. Well, it didn't sustain for exactly 3 years, After that, I kind of made up. But for most of those, for half of that time at least, or a little bit more, it was from doing gig work that I just kept going. No, it's not sustainable to do forever if you're going like that. If you pace yourself, like I'm kind of doing now, you'll be fine. But yeah, that's what I did. And it worked for me. It is great. You have to just weigh your pros and cons, weigh what you are comfortable with, what you think you can do. And that's what I'm going to go into. Like, I have my little thing here. I'm just talking to you like we're on a live or something. I don't want to do too much cutting and editing, making this seem impersonal. Like, I am coming to you from where I am, what I've done. So, you can choose, you know, if you're looking for a different path or you just want to slow down, you just want to chill. Everything is changing. Like, I think people are starting to just take a stock of their lives and they want to change. Something has to give. Nobody wants to, you know, work 60-hour weeks, still not making ends meet. And what are you doing? You're just working, literally can hardly pay the bills. And that's your life. Like, I never ever wanted that to be my life. Even, you know, when I just got divorced, I had the kids by myself, and I'm like, I never went to a place where I figured, okay, no, I have to get a real job. And I'm saying real job, but, you know, of course, gig work is real job. That's how I bought my first house by myself. I bought my brand new car by myself with my own financing and everything, through everything that I've done by myself. I've never had, like I said, a traditional job. So it's real work, but I'm just like, you know, traditional. I think I should just say traditional work. And I know there are cons, of course, with gig work. There are cons with a traditional job. And let me just go over a couple of them. So with gig work, the pros: you have your own time, you make your own schedule, you do what you want. I'm not going to talk about what I did in the past. Well, it still kind of mixes in because I'm still doing some right now. So like Instacart, I just started Walmart Spark, and I'll go into that in one of the other videos when I show you that. I do have DoorDash. I haven't done a dash because I'll go into that too. And like I said, Etsy, advertising, I have, you know, those that I've built a long time ago. So those are going. I have investments, things like that. So, you know, I have more than one things going. So like when I came back and I was telling you guys in the live, I was in a rut. I wasn't doing anything whatsoever. I didn't even jump back to Instacart when I know I could have been, you know, doing something, trying to get out of where I was. I wasn't doing anything whatsoever. And that was okay because I still had residual income coming in from, you know, my investments and things like that. So I wasn't worried about money. And I know it's not the same for everybody. So if you need to go out there and do it, gig work is what's going to get you there. Because I realized too, before, Instacart never used to give us cash out daily. I know it came in, I think, a little bit before I left. I stopped doing it in 2020 or after. I don't remember, but I know I saw it at some point that they started doing that. So, you know, one day last week when I did it, and I think I made like $200 in that day. And I'm like, if somebody wanted grocery, your electric bill was due, you know, you need a grocery to feed the kids. You work that one day. If you made $100, $150, $200, if you went the entire day, I didn't even do the entire day. If you went the entire day and you did $300, you can cash that out that same day to your bank account, and you can make that payment. You can make that phone bill payment before the lights cut, you know, the service cut off. You can make that electric payment before the lights go out. So I think it's nice like that, because with a traditional job, you wouldn't be able to do that. You guys, my GoPro camera battery died. That's on my bad. That is not even the first or second time I'm out recording. You've seen me walking the streets on somewhere in those countries, and I'm like, ooh, okay, you guys, my battery died. Okay. As I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, you get paid, you know, every 2 weeks or whatever. You have to wait until payday to be able to pay those bills. And if you can't pay it, the water is shut off, the electric is shut off, boom, that's it. And I mean, you can do both at once. Also, if you want to do a regular job, then you want to do Instacart or DoorDash or Walmart Spark. And there's so many these days, Grubhub, Uber Eats. You want to do those on the side, that's fine too. Then you have that little extra money coming in if you want to do it like that. And then you use that for saving. You use that for travel. You use that to make the bills that, you know, are short this month or whatever. And like I was saying, with the cons of gig work, you don't have, it's not 100% reliable. But then again, with all the ones that are in these days, if you're doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, Spark, you have like 4 or 5 of them that one of them got to be given something, right? So if one's not doing anything, jump on the other app. Between all 5, you must, you more than likely are going to be able to get something for that day to be able to, make some money. But with doing that, and even with just what I used to do, like I remember when I was in Vegas one day when I did my blog, but I still do that. But when I was doing that full time, 100%, that was my main income. I remember one day I made $8,600 in one day, just from, something that was happening during that day. And then there are days when I made $2, $5, $100, $0. You know what I mean? So the flexibility or the unreliability of certain kind of, self-employment, that gives people like heart palpitations. For me, I'm like, it is what it is. I know what I signed up for and I'm fine with that. I do not thrive off, routine and doing the same thing over and over and over. If I did, I wouldn't have been to 59 countries in 3 years. Jumping from place to place, from culture to culture, trying different foods. I need excitement. I need new. I need change. Yeah. So I think it kind of works with, what me being in this path of just doing my own thing. And then another thing with, like I did say that you're not sure exactly every single day how much you're going to make. It might be a little, it might be a lot, but then you have to be, what is the word I'm looking for? You have to be disciplined. Okay. So when I made that $8,000, $4,000, $3,000, $5,000 in one day or 1 week, I'm not going to go out and be like, ooh, $8,000. Let me go buy this $5,000 purse. No, it goes into some sort of investment or whatever, so that next month when I make $200, I can still pay my bills because I made 8,000, so you have to be disciplined enough to where you're saving, you're budgeting, you're looking ahead. So that's exactly how I survived. And I don't know if I should survive. Survive makes it sound like that's how I live. Even when I bought my house, I was approved for X amount, XX amount, but I bought a house for X amount. Because why am I going to buy? They're going to tell you can afford $1 million house. Are you going to buy a house for $1 million? No. You buy a house for 500,000, 300,000. And then you are under, you're living below your means. And I've always lived below my means. I've never deprived myself of anything. My kids, they don't know what not having stuff means. Because not that I give them everything like that. You've seen my kids. They work for everything not everything they have. But even now they're doing, they're coding, they're doing all that. They're literally working for their things. It's not really, I don't really just hand out without teaching or lessons or, moments like that. But we've never really needed anything. Their needs are met, which, I'm grateful for, because I know it's not the same for everybody. But I'm just letting you know, it doesn't have to be a struggle all the time. You just have to find your rhythm, save, invest, just live. I tell people, live below your means. I know friends who are making way more money than I'm making. And I'm not even pretending like I'm making a ton of money or, in today's standards. And they're living paycheck to paycheck. And I'm sitting here like, I made half of what you made. And I'm traveling the world full time. It's just how you budget. Like, I am in no debt. Well, I just bought that car. I could pay it off, but the interest rate that I have is so measly that I'm not going to pay much when it's done, but I'm paying more on it. So I could pay it off, essentially, but that's the only debt I have. I did sell my house, so I don't have that debt. I have the car debt. I don't have any consumer debt, no credit cards, paid everything off. I've never had really credit card debts or anything like that because I've always lived below my means. And this has all been to being self-employed. Like I said, I've just been doing this on my own with my 2 kids, self-employed, just being disciplined. And then, so let's talk about the cons of full-time working or regular traditional jobs. You are at the mercy of somebody else. Most employments still are at will, meaning they can fire you whenever for whatever. I don't think it happens that, well, then again, it probably happens more often than we think or we know, because we never really hear any statistics. Nobody's coming out and, giving us, okay, so these amount of people got fired for, this, that, whatever. Places are closing down all the time. Your job is not as secure as you think it is. So a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, I couldn't do self-employed. I like my security at my job. Your job is not secure unless you are in a super good position and you have tenure or a really strong contract, or something that you can rely on and you can truly say, yes, my job is secure. You're in a regular job, it's at will. They can do what they want. So that, and then 2 weeks vacation in the US. Are you kidding me? Traveling in Europe, what do you guys get in Europe? Like a month, 2 months, 3 months? You get up to a year maternity leave. Like US, you get 2 weeks. And then when you try to take those 2 weeks, they're looking at you funny. Like in the US, they take pride in not taking vacation days. Like they were just celebrating a guy that he didn't miss work in 20 years. Never missed a day of work in 20 years. What did he get? Like, what do you get for not missing work in 20 years? You've never been sick, never taken a vacation, never lived, never done anything but put all your life into that job that they don't give one crap about you. Okay? And I'm not saying all jobs are bad or anything like that. You have places that employers are really good and, they love their employees and they'll go to bat for you. They'll, they treat you right and things like that. But the majority you have to be real. The majority of the jobs in probably the world at this point, or most of the world, but it's not like that. It's just, you're just another number, another name. And if you're gone, they can bring in Sally real quick. Okay. And then a pro with steady or traditional work, of course, is if they match, put in money in, pension, stuff like that. Some places still won't do it. Like I have a friend, she doesn't get any match. So it doesn't even make any sense. Like, what's the difference? I'm not matched, she's not matched, she's at a traditional job. Okay. So it's not really always a pro, because not every job is going to do that. And then with health insurance, that's a pro, because most places you'll get, insurance offset, some cost and all that through the job. But again, the same friend, she can't get insurance because it's way too expensive. So she has to get insurance through her husband. So why are you at that job? You're not getting any match, any benefits, you're literally just going because it's structured and, you have this set 9 to 5 or whatever time you go in, that's it. But there's no real pro to, so it's going to depend. I think the pros and cons will depend on the type of job you have, the position, things like that, because every full-time traditional job is not going to be the same. They're not going to all have the same kind of quality, or you know what I mean. So it's gonna be up to you guys. But like I said, I told you why I did it. If you are the structured person, you need that security, that feeling of security, I think, is what a traditional job gives. And like I was saying, it's still not that secure because anything can happen. So yeah, with the pro of having that time to go, or you have everything set for you, it comes with that con that I was saying of you can't really take time off, you can't really take sick time. Like, I'm sick, I cannot come into work. Well, and then everybody in the office is sick now because you went into work. So it's just this whole thing. But it's like I said, it's not for me. It's not for me. But yeah, those are some of the pros, cons I think did I go over? Yeah, kind of ish. And with being self-employed, it doesn't have to be gig work, but we're talking about gig work because that's what I'm focusing on right now since I'm in the US. So we're just going to talk about that. But I did a video also, I think back in a little bit, and you can grab my ebook that gives you some lots of information on finding work online, different types of things that you can do online. So if that's more your speed, if you're not physically able to go out and you want to do something inside, that's a possibility also. And oh yeah, and let me touch on apart from delivery jobs, that you can do mystery shopping. That's the new thing that I'm doing now, and it's been amazing. I've always heard about mystery shopping, but I've been busy doing everything else, how many years, so I've never really looked into mystery shopping until now, because I was just sitting there wanting something else to do, right? So I've done quite a few mystery shops at this point, and I just started like 2-3 weeks ago because, again, me, rut, not doing anything, sitting in the house for months, wallowing in my self-pity. So I just started. So that's why I'm telling you guys now, you can start whenever. Start now. If now is just the time you're like, you know what, I probably should start doing something. I should do this on the side. I want to do this full time. Do it. Like this is what I'm doing full time. Yeah, full time-ish. Mystery shopping. So I've done, let me tell you some of what I've done. And I'm going to do separate videos day by day sometimes of what I've been doing. But I've done apartment shops where I go in, pose as a potential renter. And you have a list of scenarios and, questions, whatever you go in. I've done where it's not recorded. Those pay like $30 or so. And it takes maybe 20. I mean, how long do you take to tour an apartment? Do they ask you questions? If you want to see, what it looks like, you go in, you do that, and then you just get their information, you fill it out on your app, and you get paid. I did a couple that were audio recorded because they want to see like how the employees are doing. And I know it's kind of, sometimes I feel bad because I start not making friends, but we just have such a good rapport, and I'm laughing and we're just having a good time, and they think they're getting that sale, but so I feel bad, but I can understand from the employer's side where they're getting complaints about employees or just things not going how it's supposed to. So they want to see that their workers are doing, the job correctly. So I can see both ways. Like I've felt bad sometimes when I go on a shop and I like click with the worker and I'm like, oh. But thankfully, only one so far has been like a horrible shop. And I didn't even care about that because she was just a horrible person. Okay. She should not be working customer service front desk. Could she have been having a bad day? She could have. But, you can tell the difference between somebody having a bad day and somebody that's their attitude, whatever. So I've done apartment shops, I've done phone shops, and those are super easy. Like that's what I was saying. If you can't go out, you can do stuff from your home. So I've done phone shops where I've called different places for different, like lots of different scenarios. Those pay like $3-5, and I'm on the phone 2-5 minutes. You get a couple of those in an hour, 2 hours, whatever. That's the thing too. They're not always there, but I've been steady getting mystery shops like for the 2-3 weeks that I started. So that's been pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of shops like mattress. I've been to mattress stores doing that. I've done a lot of fast food where you go in, you buy food, you evaluate restaurants. It's a whole lot. Okay. And the mystery shops are out there. I live in a city in Florida that is so dead. We have nothing here. You literally have to go this way or that way to a different city or go over to a different city to get the basic necessities. So I can just imagine if you live in a decent city, how much better, the shops would be for you because you'd have more things. Like even for Instacart, we have Publix, Sprout. Nobody wants to shop at Sprouts because it's just Fresh Market. Yeah, Aldi. Those are our grocery stores. Like in Vegas, we had Food for Less. We had Smith's, which is like a Kroger. not like a Kroger, it's a Kroger. We had Vons, Albertsons, you know, all those stores. So we don't have that many choices here. And even then, like where I am, I still have to go to the next town over to do anything. If I want to go to the movies, I have to go to the next town. If I want to go to Walmart, I have to go to the next town. There's nothing right here. You know what I mean? So if you're in a big city, it's probably so much easier for you to get stuff because they'll have more choices. And since I was talking about not being accessible, I used to do call center. It's not really call center, but customer service. I used to do customer service from home also, like when I just had Khalil. Back then I was still married. So I started doing that. And that was decent because you did get benefits with that and you were working from home. And I worked for HSN at the time. I did T-Mobile, where you're calling if you want to go on a payment plan, things like that. I did HSN QVC, calling because you saw something on the TV, for TV shopping, place your order. I did a couple more. I worked for Live Ops. I did a couple more, like a couple different projects. And that was good. So look into customer service. And I know a lot. American Express, they still do it. U-Haul. And I'm going to get you like a whole thing. I'll try to put something together. But I think I did one before. I don't remember. But I'll try to get you some stuff. So there are places that you can still apply to work online, especially if you have customer service skills. If you used to work, certain places or whatever. Put that on your resume, send it over to all these places. You'll get something. So you don't even have to go out to do the gig work. But gig work has been amazing. It's not consistent, but it goes by what you want. So I've been going out like 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock to do stuff because I realized that it's just easier in the evenings to get things. And like I said, I don't live in such a busy area. If I went one or two cities over, it probably would be better. It would be better because I used to do it way more when I lived somewhere else. So it's going to be how much you put in. I'm not putting in 100% right now, so I'm not getting 100%. Okay? But I'll show you my day by day. I have a couple of videos coming up on a couple of things that I do per day. So you can kind of see what it's like or what I do. Okay, and I know this video is getting way too long, so I'll let you see, how I spend my day doing between gig work, between Instacart and all that. And then since I just literally a day or two ago, I got Walmart Spark. I'm starting to do that. See, Spark is telling me something coming in. They have a first come, first serve. You have a something, okay? And then how I'm doing the mystery shops, because you do the calls. Or yesterday I went into a restaurant for breakfast. Paid me $30, reimbursed me $70 to eat, and it's okay for parity. They already went through process. I had breakfast for free, and it was a nice sit-down meal, chilled. I haven't done that in a while since I have been here. I do it when I'm traveling, but since I've been here, I haven't done that. So, all right, I'm gonna leave this here because it's so long, and I know I'm missing some stuff that I wanted to tell you guys, so I'll just probably put it in another video. All right, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe, hit like so we can get this out there. Let's make some money. And I will let you know exactly what's going on in my day-to-day with gig work. Bye. You guys, so this is me editing the video, realizing that the first video that I made is corrupted. And I went over the most important reason why I'm doing gig work and why I work for myself, doing all this. My kids. I left that part out, and when I was putting the video together, I'm like, what happened? I did not see that section. It's on the first video, so I didn't repeat it because I thought I did it before, which I did, but it just got corrupted. So that's one of the reasons. Never missing a school project, a mommy Sunday, doing some kind of treat, because these schools always be having something going on. So if you can be able to be there, going on field trips, being a chaperone, parent, things like that, taking them to the doctor when it's time because you know you have to request that kind of time off. That alone in itself is invaluable. Okay, let's get back to the video.